Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. You are tuned in once again with Cindy, and today I want to introduce a special guest to you guys. Her name is Tiffany Porter. So for those of you who watched my first video, I talked about how I had a sister who runs with me. So today I want to highlight some content that I think can be very useful to you all. But before we dig into that, I want Tiffany to introduce herself a little bit. So sis, can you tell them about yourself?
I sure can. My name is Tiffany Porter, like she mentioned, Tiffany Porter. And I am a professional track runner, hurdler to be more specific. And I've been professional for 9 years. Thank God. And I'm a pharmacist as well. I've been a pharmacist for 5. I graduated from the University of Michigan. Go Blue. Go Blue. I am married to an awesome man. I am a godmother, a sister. I'm a member of Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Shout out to my sorors. And that was just a little bit about myself.
Very nice. So today I want us to talk about how to find our self-identity and kind of realizing who we are as people. So us as professional athletes, we sometimes allow performances to really dictate our emotions. Sometimes if we're running really well, we make ourselves feel happier. If we're not running so well, our days are usually like a lot worse. So today I want to kind of talk about how not allowing certain things to dictate your happiness or allow it to define who you are as a person. So what are your thoughts on that, sis? Like, how do you allow your self-identity to actually come out?
You know, I think you actually hit the nail on the head, sis, to be honest with you. I think one thing that I really struggled with at the beginning stages of my professional track career was letting my performances dictate my sense of self-worth. So, for example, if I had a great race, you couldn't tell me anything. And if I had a bad race, I was embarrassed, I was ashamed, I almost felt worthless, and I had to find out as quick as possible that you can't let that happen. You just won't have longevity in the sport. You won't be happy. The emotional roller coaster can be very taxing on your emotions. So one thing I had to do was just really remind myself that I have a lot of different things I can pull strength from. Like I mentioned before, I am a pharmacist, and I find a lot of fulfillment from that, from being able to interact with my patients and give recommendations and just be an integral part of the healthcare field gives me a lot of happiness. So if track isn't going well, I remember, you know what? That's not completely who you are. It's a big part of who I am. Don't get me wrong. I love track and field, otherwise I wouldn't be doing it, but I am also so much more than that. And that really just helps me to stay grounded and, enjoy the journey.
Very true. I have a very similar situation. Sometimes I will run and things might not be going well, or even with my injury, like I allowed this to kind of make me feel like this is who I am. But I had to realize very quickly that I am so much more than what I show on the track or what my injury might show right now. I have to use sources of things like my degree in education, how I can become an educator. I have a lot to offer, and I'm so much more than other things that might seem like they define me as an individual. So pulling your source of strength from other things can be very, very helpful for self-identity. And I think it's easy for us to allow the world to dictate that. And even like if you're at a regular job or anything that's happening in your life, you can allow certain things to affect you. So just remembering that you are so much more than whatever it is that may seem like it, and just pulling strength from other things. So,
and two more things I want to highlight as well. Number one, my faith is also something that I pull a lot of strength from.
Very true, me too.
I feel like the Lord is going to love me whether I get first or eighth, and it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, I'm a child of God, and that is huge for me. It's helped get me through my most difficult times and my happiest times.
Very true.
And number two, one thing I want to mention, especially to you younger kids, like I'm so grown. I am 29, but it's just in this day and age of social media, I think a lot of times we compare ourselves to other people. And one of my favorite quotes that I live by is that comparison is a thief of joy. I feel like when you're constantly comparing yourself to what seems like a perfect life from somebody else on social media, you're doing yourself a huge disservice. Because think about it, we only post the best parts of what's going on. We don't post the time I cried after hitting that hurdle, or we don't post the time that patient cussed me out at the pharmacy, because that's just not glamorous, right? So just remembering that everybody has behind the scenes things that they're dealing with in their life would help you to kind of just treasure yours a little bit more, and just to appreciate and respect your specific journey.
That is so true. Making sure you're seeing yourself in the way that God sees you and keeping your faith at the top is also very helpful for figuring out who you are as an individual. And then, as she said, with the comparison thing, Do not compare your lives to other people. We as athletes post a lot of the good things that are happening. I promise you, like, we have a lot of mental things and things we have to face every day when we're at the track or whatever we're doing. So just realizing that comparison is definitely the theft of joy, and making sure not to do that is very important with finding your self-identity.
She said that. She meant to say things,
Thief
but I know what you
sorry.
mean.
Okay, anyways. Thank you guys for tuning into this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and I will do more with Tiffany. And make sure you subscribe to my channel, and we will hopefully see you again in another video.
Thanks
Bye.
for having me. Peace.
Yeah. I want Tiffany to kind of introduce herself and let herself know, let yourself know a little bit about you guys. What?